Well done. You found a way to connect to the internet. Welcome to the QAA Podcast, Premium Episode 305, Listener Stories, Volume 9. As always, we are your hosts, Jake Rockatansky,
Julian Fields,
and Travis View.
Well, folks, there's no way around it. The United States is in a death spiral. I'm just glad we have some civility left, and we're gonna have a day of remembrance for Charlie Kirk thanks to our lawmakers. Who said the Fourth Reich was gonna be a bummer? And HB1 work visas? Looks like those are going to cost $100,000. So pesky poor people have zero shot of coming here. Not that I'd recommend they do. So yeah, I mean, cheer up. Not all is lost. And in that spirit, we thought we'd court another round of listener stories, which somehow we have not done in more than 2 years.
Yes.
Crazy.
It was March 27th, I think, of 2023 was Listener Stories Volume 8.
Yeah. And I also believe that we published Volume 3 twice. So technically this is Volume 10. And you know what? Fuck off. Like, we're doing Volume 9. Maybe we'll do like X for 10 and do something like the Xbox One Series X, Xbox Box X.
Listener Stories Series X.
No.
Listener Stories Series X. Edition X.
No, we'll do
Pro.
We'll wind up with Final Fantasy numbering, where it's like, this is edition XI Part 2.
Yeah.
Wait, did you listen to the Japanese or the American version? Because I think that was 7 for America, but it was 5 for Japan.
No, it was. I thought it was. No, I mean, I always thought. Wait, it was. Yeah, the early numbers always screwed me up. It was always.
No, I know. I made that up. I didn't.
Okay.
7 is 7 everywhere. It's the early numbers that are. Yeah. But we're not here to listen to Travis half remember Final Fantasy games. Okay?
We didn't expect to be doing this podcast this long. Let's be perfectly honest.
No,
we didn't realize that QAnon would become all encompassing. We didn't realize that it was like a shroud that would settle over the country and never leave.
Oh yeah, I expected stochastic violence to catch up with me. I feel like I'd be maybe chatting to like an audience, and then this kind of red circle appeared on me. Anyways. So, the last story here it was sent in a few years ago, and we couldn't include it because it's just so long, which, come on, man. You can't be sending us such long stories. But somehow you won the lottery 2 years later. You probably don't even listen anymore. But, so better late than never. I don't know, fellas, before we jump into the stories, like, how are you guys? I know Travis just got back from, I believe, like, studying the Bible in Jerusalem, like in the crypts.
No, not quite. I spent some time, about a week and a half in Western New York State, mostly Western New York State. I did have to make a detour towards, fucking Manhattan. But, yeah, it was lovely people, beautiful. It's so wet and lush there. And right now it's just starting to get the very earliest sort of blush of fall color, and the people there are they are huge Buffalo Bills fans. That's just my one takeaway. My God, I've never encountered people so enthusiastic about a football team. But yeah, I've been looking at documents for a long-term project I've discussed before that deals in part with the Morgan affair, in which as a man was abducted for threatening to publish the secrets of Freemasonry. And so because I got to the point where I realized I needed to start looking up the real primary shit. I'd read everything. I had exhausted everything I could get from my computer. And so I started going to these places. So I've been doing a little bit of something like a cross between a National Treasure and a Ninth Gate, some in that neighborhood.
Awesome. Two great comps, by the way.
So you spilled coffee on the Shroud of Turin?
No, but it's I was shocked about how fragile some of these 200-year-old letters were, and how they just let me, just a schmuck off the street, take a look at them and handle them and put them back.
Have you considered a cum tribute?
No, inappropriate. Bad archival practices. A cum tribute.
That's the first time you tell me that what I'm saying on the podcast is inappropriate.
I'll give you an example of what I've been looking. I've been looking for a lot of things, but one example is that it's like through my research, I learned that in the immediate aftermath of the kidnapping of William Morgan in the town of Batavia, where it happened, there were 2 publications that dealt with it explicitly. One was called the Masonic Intelligencer, and this was set up by the local sort of like Masonic paper to kind of defend Freemasonry.
Now it's just called the Intelligencer.
and then also David C. Miller, the guy who printed Morgan's book and was himself kidnapped by Masons briefly, had another paper that responded to the Masonic Intelligencer called the Morgan Investigator.
They're fucking group DMing. Everyone was just posting.
It goes back to like it's crazy. It was posting. There were like anons. There were always these strange one-word sort of Latin names as for the anonymous names.
Incredible.
I feel like human history is defined by pre-posting and post-posting, and we're finding out that posting came way earlier than we thought. Yeah. I can't wait to find like cave drawings where they're arguing with each other and insulting each other somehow. Like maybe they go to the cave like on alternating weeks.
No, they were still like in a healthy stage of like human community. They were posting pics of like dogs and like buffalo, like
that's so
like
true.
Animals in nature and like all that cool stuff. Like they were early days of Insta. Like they were like turning things into Polaroids kind of, and just like putting a cool color filter and like enjoying their lives.
There was like an ancient Travis who did like I fucking love science on a like cave wall.
Yeah, so when I went to the Masonic library in Manhattan, it wasn't listed because like it's a private library, so they don't have everything that they have there listed. But I spoke to the librarian, it's a guy named Alex, fantastic guy. I asked if like, oh man, do you happen to have these publications? And to my delight, I found out they had every single issue. It was a 1-year run. It was 26 issues of the Masonic Intelligencer, and then they also had 3 issues of the Morgan Investigator. So they had the issues 4, 6, and 26, the very last one. And then that combined with, they had 1 issue, the very first issue, at the New York State Library in Albany. So the crazy thing is they only had it in paper. Like it was just a single paper copy. As far as I'm aware, as far as anyone is aware, it's the only issue of this particular paper anywhere in the world. And it's just sitting in, but anyways, they digitized it for me. So now I have laid eyes on 4 issues of this paper. There are 4 of the 26. And now, there's lots of like research avenues I'm going through. But now my question is, how insane do I allow this to make me? Do I devote my life to trying to track down the remaining 22 issues of the Morgan Investigator? Or do I like let it go? Or do I make peace with the possibility that the rest of these issues are just destroyed forever and no one will ever see them?
Well, I don't believe you'll ever be in peace, but I do understand the conundrum.
Yeah.
I think if this podcast has taught us anything, it's that in order to be truly happy, you have to use the rest of your life and all of your resources to track down these remaining issues. And if you fail or like die in the process, like, hey, you'll have one hell of a story to tell.
Yeah. By the way, the largest Masonic library in the world is in Iowa. I don't know why that is. So I'm going to have to check there next. And then, there's some avenues I can do to try and find this last one. But then I was like, well, if these fail, am I going to let it go or allow myself to go insane and try and think of new ways to find these issues? And I might go insane. We'll see.
Yeah, bro, come on. Letting it go? Like, everything I know about you is not a let it go type situation.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm like, it'd be cool if we added like a little bit of like a fictional element where like Travis figures out how to like travel back in time so that he can get the remaining pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis is going to go so insane, you're going to have to write like a saga for him.
It's like a 3-book trilogy.
You've been listening to a sample of a premium episode of the QAA podcast. For access to the full episode, as well as all past premium episodes and all of our podcast miniseries, go to patreon.com/QAA. Travis, why is that such a good deal?
Well, Jake, you get hundreds of additional episodes of the QAA podcast for just $5 per month. For that very low price, you get access to over 200 premium episodes, plus all of our miniseries. That includes 10 episodes of Man Clan with Julian and Annie, 10 episodes of Perverts with Julian and Liv, 10 episodes of The Spectral Voyager with Jake and Brad, plus 20 episodes of Trickle Down with me, Travis View. It's a bounty of content, and and the best deal in podcasting.
Travis, for once, I agree with you. And I also agree that people could subscribe by going to patreon.com/QAA.
Well, that's not an opinion, it's a fact.
You're so right, Jake.
We love and appreciate all of our listeners.
Yes, we do. And Travis is actually crying right now, I think, out of gratitude, maybe?
That's not true. The part about me crying, not me being grateful. I'm very grateful.